Hey, Jacksonville. Welcome to my new show. It's called In Search of Jacksonville. My name's Dan Allen. My wife Grace and I own a real estate photography business here in Jacksonville. And this new channel is going to be highlighting small businesses and interesting things around Jacksonville that you might not know about, that you might be interested in. Today, we are in search of an acupuncturist. So the name of my company is ISO Photo. So ISO is a camera setting, but it's also people use it as In Search of. So we developed a channel called In Search of Jacksonville. So today we're going to go see a good friend of mine. Her name's Erica Joy Siegel. She's an acupuncturist, and she has an actual special interest that she does with vision, with acupuncture. And we're going to go learn about it. So come on, let's.
Hey,
Erica, how are you?
good. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. How are you today?
Doing
Yeah.
great.
So love your place.
Welcome. This is local wellness.
Local wellness. I love it. So maybe we'll do a little quick tour of the place.
Sure.
Yeah, great. Let's go check it out.
So this is where we do acupuncture and recliners mostly.
Right.
There's also a couple of private rooms in the back. People face down on a massage table.
Right.
And
No, do you do other things in here besides just acupuncture?
yeah, so we do IV drips.
Okay.
And we do vitamin injections.
Oh, okay. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome. Perfect.
They also do what's something called Soluma, which is red light, infrared red light.
Oh, okay.
The tags that people can also lay in recliners for that.
The place looks beautiful. Love
Thank
it.
you. Yeah, Lauren Cowgill.
Yeah.
She's the mastermind of the
Perfect.
beauty.
Yeah, let's go check the rest of it out.
Then on the right here we have there's a red light pod
Okay.
that also vibrates, so it's really
Oh,
good
wow.
for the lymph system and anti-inflammatory.
Yeah. Very interesting.
And then there's also cryotherapy.
Okay.
Therapy cabin.
Now, cryotherapy, I've done that before.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you basically submerge yourself in super cold temperature for a short period of time.
Yes, yeah, and you just stand in there. It's not an ice bath.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just a
Yeah, that was the one I
cabin.
did too.
Mhm.
And that helps with inflammation.
Yeah.
Right.
Very
I
good
know a
for
lot of
inflammation.
professional athletes use
Yes,
that.
it's great for recovery. Yeah. Mhm.
Awesome. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Great for weight loss too, because when
Oh.
you bring your temperature down, and you come out of it,
Yeah.
then your metabolism has to work to get back up to temperature. So you burn 500 calories
Just
being
standing in
for
there.
3 minutes, 4 minutes.
There you go. Good
We
way to
also
lose.
have a red light sauna.
Okay.
And
Perfect.
then we
Actually.
also have a psychotherapist here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And we do events as well. She's
Okay.
Lauren's getting ready right now. We have a pre-holiday party next week. So
Okay.
she's getting into gingerbread mode. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Oh,
fun.
yeah, it's going to come on soon. Christmas is right around the corner.
And then this is another cabana that we use. Sometimes I'll do treatments here.
Great. Awesome.
And then we also have a cool sculpting room. And this is where I'll say they do soft wave, which is great
Okay.
for wrinkles and
Okay.
hi, Stephanie. And yeah, beautiful room. So
Awesome.
sometimes I'll use this one as well for treatments.
Great.
And then massage is going on in here. Massage room as well.
Oh, there you go. If you
Yeah.
need a massage.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
And then there's one more room.
Okay, for another
for
massage there.
aesthetics. Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, let's sit down and talk about your business.
Sounds good.
So, Erica, tell me about acupuncture.
So, acupuncture is a system of medicine that's been around for thousands of years. It was refined in China back in 2,500 years ago, and then spread throughout all of the Asian countries.
Sure.
So, all the Asian countries have their own styles of acupuncture, and over the millennia, there's all these different techniques, and they build on each other.
Is it similar? I know it's not the same. Is it similar like martial arts? Like they're all kind of intermingled, but they all have their own little.
Yeah, so there would
division
be
of
like
what-
almost family lineages.
Yeah.
And it gets passed down, and then one doctor has a vision of a new treatment, tries it out, it works, and then there's something new, right? And so instead of out with the old in with the new, it was just like, oh, here's another technique, here's another technique. Yeah. So that's why a lot of acupuncturists, we're all different from each other because we all have different training and different histories, mentors, and just different techniques under our belt.
How did you get into this?
So I actually started with feng shui. I trained in feng shui as soon as I graduated undergrad.
Okay.
And
what was your undergrad degree?
So I went to Indiana University and New York University, and I did the individualized study program because I had yet to be ready to pick a major. Okay. So I created my own program.
That's good though.
Yeah.
And I got a degree in finance and now I'm a photographer.
Right. So I studied a lot of ancient religions and philosophy and psychology and I was interested in architecture and design when I was a child and through high school. And so the feng shui really tied the room together. It was like, okay, this is a combination of architecture and design. It's mostly like Taoism, Buddhism, and then common sense. Yeah. How energy moves through space. Right. And how that can affect someone's life.
And that moved you into acupuncture.
Yes. So it's the same system.
Yeah.
So acupuncture, I had been living in San Diego and there's a really good acupuncture school there, Pacific College. And it was the natural progression for me.
Right.
So I was already familiar with the underlying concepts, the underlying systems.
Sure.
And then, in school, it's a 4-year graduate degree. Right. And so it's pretty much medical school without the drugs and surgery.
Gotcha.
And instead we do acupuncture and herbs.
Yeah.
Right. But we still have to learn all the biomedical stuff and know how to communicate with Western stuff.
And then you have a specialty that you do with your acupuncture. Tell us about that.
So I've been in practice almost 20 years.
Wow.
And for most of that time, I am just a general practitioner, and acupuncture can pretty much treat and assist in treating all conditions. Okay. Whenever the body is out of balance, we can work to get it back in balance, whether you're doing other types of treatments or just acupuncture and herbs. And so a few years ago, I had a patient with retinitis pigmentosa. It's a degenerative eye disease. It's where you get tunnel vision and eventually, and that could take decades, but it's it can be eventually very debilitating. And so I had a patient in Indianapolis, that's where I practiced before Florida. And she is the one that told me about this particular protocol from Denmark called Acunova. Uh-huh. And so not many acupuncturists in the States know this protocol. And so she used to go to Minneapolis to somebody, once or twice a year for, a week-long treatment protocol. Okay. So she would go every day for an hour or two. And I was her general acupuncturist in Indianapolis, and she asked me to go learn it. Okay. To go learn Acunova. So I did. I said, I'm up for something new and would love to be able to help you.
You had to go to Denmark.
So first I went to Minneapolis and studied with who she used to go to, and then I went to Denmark and studied with Dr. Boll, who was the one who.
How long were you in Denmark? I mean, in Denmark.
It was.
Was it over a long period of time, or was it like segments?
It was just about a week or so. Yeah. So
you already knew all the things about acupuncture.
Really,
it's just a matter of finding the details.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Yeah, it's a particular protocol, and it's outside of the typical acupuncture points. Okay. So that's why it takes a few days to learn, and then Dr. Boll's kind of a visionary. He has other systems too, so we learned his other systems as well. But yeah, the points are on the hands and feet. We never touch the eyes.
Yeah, right.
That's usually right.
No needles in the
never go in the eyes.
That's right.
That's usually people's first concern when you hear eye, acupuncture for the eye.
So besides the vision, because I know I've heard you tell a few of the stories about, some great vision stories of some kids that were having trouble. Mm-hmm. But what else do folks come to see you for acupuncture? Because there's a lot of people listening, and they're like, I don't have any problems with my eyes.
Yeah. So really anything that seems off balance, you know, if there's a ache or pain here or there, if digestion seems off, if sleep is a problem, really like if skin issues, allergies, sinus problems, psychological problems. So all of the acupuncture points, when you look at their traditional names, they have some sort of emotional or spiritual name to them.
Okay.
Like spirit gate.
Yeah.
Like so in the culture of acupuncture, there's no separation of body and mind.
Okay.
Right? It's all tied together. And so so we can actually address emotional problems as well. Yeah.
So I know you said I heard you tell us a story locally besides the lady in Indianapolis that you've helped with vision, because you've got some couple great stories.
Yeah. Recently I've been playing with the Acupuncture protocol using an acupuncture laser, a red light laser, instead of the needles. Yeah. Just to play with it, see like, okay, you know, because the acupuncture points for the acupuncture protocol, they're just a little more tender than most people would prefer, and more than I would prefer. Most acupuncture points, there's barely any feeling.
Right.
I mean, it literally feels like a tiny tug on the armpit right away.
And by the way, I'm going to be the test dummy today. She's going to show you what it feels like or what it looks like to get acupuncture. So
yeah,
I'll be the pincushion.
It's pretty anticlimactic for most people. They usually are like a little nervous, and then they're like, "That's it. There's a needle in me."
Yeah. Yeah.
But the Acupuncture protocol is a little more tender, and so for most people.
Yeah.
And so I've been playing around with the laser instead, and I'm finding that I'm getting similar results to the needles. And so, you know, for people that are you know, afraid of needles, or for kids, you know, it might be a better option for them. Or
now, is there other? I mean, I know the spa here has a lot of treatments that, you know, we kind of covered at the beginning. But is there anything else that you do besides just acupuncture as far as your health and awareness?
Yes. Let's. I just want to tell a story.
Yeah,
first
go for it.
So with the laser acupuncture, acupuncture protocol, I had a patient with it's an optic nerve hypoplasia, which means that the optic nerve never really like fully formed or fully developed.
Right.
And so usually there's vision impairment with someone that has that. And so I had a adult woman patient recently, and we did the laser Acupuncture.
Yeah.
And her vision improved 30% in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And she, like, within a few days, she was able to, when she was crossing over that Volano Bridge, which has a beautiful view of the ocean, she goes over that bridge all the time, right? Like almost every day.
Yeah.
And it was the first time she realized that you can see the ocean from the bridge.
Wow.
She was actually able to see the ocean for the first time going over that bridge.
That's got to be amazing.
Yeah. It's just wild. You know, the idea that the eyes can heal.
Yeah.
Is a little bit of a foreign concept in Western medicine, but it can happen.
Amazing. And it's 2 weeks worth of treatment.
Yeah.
And she's had that all her life, and the optic nerve didn't quite. And now, is there any, as far as treatments earlier in life, would it have been better, or is it, you know, I guess it doesn't matter, but.
I mean, it's hard to speculate, but chances are if she is responding as a 40-year-old woman, chances are she would have responded as a 5-year-old child. So, yeah. Yeah.
So tell me about the other things.
So along with acupuncture goes cupping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So cupping.
I know about cupping. Tell everybody.
Yeah. So cupping is the use of suction cups, and we do them. Typically, it's done on the back. Yeah. So most often it's done for tight muscles and pain. But you can use it for like old injuries. You know,
Yeah.
if someone had an old shoulder injury, you can
Yeah.
get that stuck blood out of the joint,
Yeah.
pull it up towards the surface, and then your lymph system flushes it out. So it's a self-cleaning mechanism.
Right. I remember my wife and I, we used to do CrossFit quite a bit. And the first time I ever saw somebody that had gone and done cupping, I thought, what in the heck did you do to yourself?
Yeah.
You know, because they had a tank top on and you saw these, it looked like to me like somebody had thrown like beanbags at them or something. And then
Like
he's like,
perfectly
and they were
round
perfectly
cookies.
round circles on
Yeah.
them, you know, and almost looked like a bruise to a certain degree. And I was like,
Yeah.
what happened
It
here?
looks like a bruise, but it doesn't feel like a bruise.
Right.
So
And that's what
yeah.
what she says. She goes, oh, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It actually it feels really good. It's kind of like you get to kind of wring out the muscle. It feels really good.
Yeah.
Kind of a deep massage for a few minutes, and
Right.
then
Just helps the muscle kind of release, basically.
yeah. So if you have a tight muscle, the blood flow through that muscle is going to get compromised, right? Just restriction,
sure.
right? It's constricted, and so over time, the blood flow through there might get a little backed up. So the cup sucks that blood up out of the muscle layer
Uh-huh.
and just comes up towards the surface, and then your lymph flushes it out.
Gotcha.
So
It
it's kind of like a
dissipates in you.
detox, right? And then that creates more room for oxygen to flow through that muscle and just relax it. Yeah. And you can actually use cupping too on the chest for coughs and asthma. Yeah, the belly for digestive, but most often it's used on tight muscles on the back.
Yeah, it's amazing how much functional medicine is out there besides just your typical doctor and going and getting, you know, prescription, you know, for a pharmaceutical.
Sure.
There's other ways to treat a lot of these things, and I think a lot of people just don't know about them.
Yeah.
But I know you also do herbal medicine as well.
Yeah. So yeah, herbal formulas are part of traditional Chinese medicine, and we do what's called polypharmacy,
Okay.
meaning we use several herbs in one formula.
Okay.
So when we use just one substance, or you know, like in most medications where you take one substance and pull just one molecule out and blast the body with it, it can create side effects. You know, it's like you're blasting so hard in one direction that it can create problems over here, right? And then chasing the problems around, right? With different pills. And so with polypharmacy, it's the herbs are working together synergistically.
Okay.
So, you know, one is going to help the other. If there's an herb that is too cold and bitter, which cold bitter herbs tend to, you know, hurt digestion or cause diarrhea, there's going to be an herb in there that is a little neutral and sweet to counteract that, to stabilize the digestion so your body can handle that cold and bitter herb.
Yeah, so it's like kind of like when you go to the doctor and they give you a medicine and they're like, "Oh, take this on a empty stomach or a full, you know, or when you eat, you know, otherwise it can give you
right,
upset
yeah, a
stomach."
little buffer.
Yeah, whereas yours is more like blends together,
Yeah.
so it
And we
doesn't.
typically do it without food, you know, on an empty. We do it on an empty stomach because that way, you know, a lot of
Doesn't
herbs.
get
It's almost
diluted
like
with all
it's
the
almost like
food.
food, right? So, you know, you want to get the most out of everything in there, and it usually takes a lot of herbs to actually get the effects we want. So the biggest issue with the herbs is people underdosing, not taking enough to actually get the effects. Because it is, you know, more holistic and generalized, so it takes a little while for it to build up in the body.
And then where do you get your herbs and stuff? Is it something you do yourself, or you've got
So
a
I
supply?
use patent formulas, which just means that I rely on some of the good companies that just do herbs. Like,
Yeah.
that's all they do. They do the testing. They, you know, they're the ones that are a little more type A that will, like, you know, be pretty anal about the cleanliness of them.
Yeah.
So I rely on those kind of companies. I use a lot of Health Concerns, which is blended with Life Seasons. I'll use Traditionals, Far East Summit. With some of the just regular kind of vitamin type supplements, I use Premier Research Labs.
Okay.
They're very food based. A lot when you look at the ingredients, you're like, this a salad or is this, or are these herbs? Because
Maybe
they
it is
use
good.
food.
Might be the magic salad, right?
So, yeah,
Well, are we ready to put me to the test and start poking away?
let's do it. One more thing, just in terms of some people have an idea that acupuncture is just placebo effect.
Okay.
So I like to dispel that myth because even though placebo effect is pretty amazing and has about a 30% success rate, which is pretty cool, um, acupuncture has a much higher success rate than that, right? And also it works on animals, right? If
Okay.
you see a lame horse that can't get up and walk, and then they get acupuncture, and then they get up and walk, it's not like they were sitting
Right.
around talking about their belief systems,
Yeah.
right? There's no need to believe in acupuncture for it
Right.
to work.
Yeah, because the animal does it.
I mean,
Yeah.
yes, will your thoughts help it along and push it along? Sure, it may help.
Positive thoughts, positive reactions.
Sure, but in terms of having it work, there's no need to believe it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
news. All right. Well, let's
do it.
let's get me lined up.
Cool. Okay. You can kick your shoes off.
Okay. Make myself at home.
Yeah, get
All right.
comfy.
Okay. He's over here on the side.
And then that front button tips you back.
Oh yeah.
However far back you want to go.
Get comfortable.
You want a neck pillow?
Yeah. Right on.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Poke away.
So,
We need to take the socks off.
I'll just pull them down a little bit.
Okay.
So, how'd you feel after last time?
Felt good. I honestly, I think I went out of town like right after that, so I had so much going on that
Yeah.
I don't really know if I.
Paid attention to the changes or anything. Yeah. And typically with what we're dealing with, it can take several treatments to actually get the effects we want. So for sometimes it's like right away, it's whatever. If someone's got an acute issue, it just started, like one treatment might be enough.
Right.
If something's been going on for a while, it might take a handful of treatments to really get things to shift and start changing.
Okay.
All right. Grab some needles.
Yep. Need a look. These chairs are extremely comfortable.
Awesome.
I need one of these from the house. I don't know if my wife would fit the decor. It might not be feng shui.
These are particularly nice for a recliner. Anyway, my old recliners were just those big, clunky kind of 80s, 90s kind.
It'd be nice in a like a movie room if you had a movie room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Sure. So I'm just doing a little alcohol swab where we're going to do points.
Okay.
So I'm going to repeat the treatment we did last time.
Okay.
See if we can get some effects.
Okay. Do I need to take the watch off?
Yeah.
Let's do that. Or even to be in there.
How your neck and shoulders feeling?
Pretty good. Had a good night's sleep last night. That's always
Awesome. So those are anything else you want to treat? You could always just edit out whatever.
No.
No. All right, please let me know if anything feels sharp, pinching,
Okay.
anything like that. We don't like those pens.
No. Well, last time I didn't feel anything. I had one where you were saying like, if you move, you might feel just a little something. But
it's good to be a little more still.
Yeah.
With acupuncture, but it's okay to if you need to move. I tell people just move like a robot.
Right,
if you need to move.
Cool.
And you can fit. These needles are solid stainless steel.
Okay.
They're pretty much the size of a hair.
Yeah.
You can fit 20 of these in one little hypodermic needle.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how small they are.
Crazy how quickly you just like pop them in there too.
And I use a little guide tube, and it's just a cleaner way to do it. That way, I'm not touching the part that goes into you. And these are one-time use,
Yeah.
so they go into a biohazard container after. And I do a little distraction sometimes.
Okay.
That way.
Yeah.
Some of the more shallow points can be.
Just for the viewing public out there, these don't hurt at all.
Sometimes there's a little bit of a little ache or pull. This point tends to have a little bit of just a little grab to it.
Now, does it matter? Like, I would think like muscles, like your hand, like do you use all the time? Are they more sensitive? Not really.
Maybe. I mean, because we use this muscle so much.
Right. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, that one, maybe. Yeah.
It doesn't hurt though.
Good. Awesome. And acupuncturists, we're all different, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a more gentle needler, right? And so, I just get the point in, get the spot, and get out.
Get out of there.
Some people will play with the needles
to
get a little stronger sensation, but it's, my opinion, unnecessary because your body is energy,
Right.
and electricity, and it can do the work for us instead of me badgering you.
Right.
You don't need the badger.
Well, we don't want badgers.
I'm gonna get under that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Awesome.
All right. You're ready to cook?
Now I'm just gonna sit back and relax.
Yeah, you're just gonna relax for about 35, 40 minutes. Would you like a little heat on your feet?
No,
No?
thank you.
You're good?
Yeah. Okay, so I am de-plucked and de-poked. Erica, thank you so much. It's been great information. I think we have probably a special promo. If you want to reach out to Erica for any of the services, you can use ISO, Jax, JX. But then she'll also give you the information on how to contact her, and I'll have it in the description. So, Erica, how do they get a hold of you?
So you can go to joyvisionacu.com. That's JOYVISIONACU.com. Or you can call me or text me at 317-938-7189.
Great. I have all the information in the description. This is a beautiful place. If you need a massage, if you need acupuncture, if you need any of the other treatments they have here, by all means, reach out to Erica. Thanks, Erica.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it.
Yeah.